Hey, Andrew Wood here, and today we're going to talk about the one thing golf instructors hate to talk about most. Actually, that would be sales, but this is closely aligned: money. It's really amazing to me how afraid most instructors are of asking for money. I can tell you that I've taken golf lessons all over the world and walked into pro shops. You know, if I'm having a problem, maybe I'm shanking it, maybe I'm whatever. And I go into a pro shop, I get a lesson. Golf pro doesn't know me from Adam. He gives me my one lesson. At the end of the lesson, I say, what do I owe you? Every single time they kind of avert their eyes, they kind of look away. They kind of said, well, just give me $40 or just give me $50 or whatever it happens to be. But they never kind of look me in the eye and say, Andrew, that'll be $50 or $100 or $150. And whatever they ask me for, I would pay them because I never ask the price before I take a lesson, as I'm sure a lot of higher end individuals don't. But the point is, over the last few weeks, I've been making some posts on different social media sites with instructors. And, you know, I've made comments that I think $40 is too cheap. I think $50 is too cheap. I think teaching for an hour at a time is the wrong strategy. I think you'd be much better selling programs for $1,500 or $2,500, which are much more use to the students and much more use to you, the instructor. But every time I've made these posts, I've had one or two instructors come back and say, you know, I don't teach for the money. Well, if you don't teach for the money, then why don't you teach for free instead of $40 or $50? And if you're selling your life by the hour, I don't care how long you've been doing it, and I don't care how many other pros do it, it's a very bad strategy for your life, and it's not a great strategy for the student, because pretty much any golf lesson that you can give in an hour, you can give in 30 minutes. Actually, for that matter, you could give it in 15 minutes. But, you know, this is something that I get really interesting responses for, and a couple of people call me an outright liar for suggesting, as I did, that one assistant pro I know made $32,000 in a single month at 28 years old, by selling programs to the people he was teaching rather than selling lessons individually one at a time. And I think it's really interesting. I think, you know, most people that get upset about money are people who aren't making any money. I've never had a comment from somebody I know is making six figures or more saying, Andrew, this is wrong. I mean, you're a professional. What does your doctor charge? What does your lawyer charge? What does your accountant charge? They charge a whole lot more than $40 and $50, $60 an hour. As a professional, you deserve to be compensated for the time, money, and effort that have gone into building your career. And that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to help golf professionals look at things a little bit differently and look at how they can charge a lot more for their time and effort. And then people will say to me, well, Andrew, maybe that works in California or maybe that works in Naples, but it doesn't work here in wherever, Mississippi. Well, wherever you are in Mississippi, I can tell you this: the guy running the Chevy dealership is making six figures. The top lawyer is making six figures. The top realtors are making six figures. The people selling RVs are making six figures. The guy running the McDonald's and the Burger King and the Kentucky Fried Chicken is making six figures. There is no town where there is not enough people to pay the price if they think you have the value they're looking for and that you can deliver the result they need to improve their game. So anyway, something to think about. Don't sell your lessons an hour at a time. Don't sell your life an hour at a time. Think in packages and think about charging, $100 an hour, $150 an hour, but then don't sell it in hour increments. You know, if you cut your lessons from 1 hour to 45 minutes and you had a full teaching schedule of 40 hours a week, you gain like an extra 20-something days a year simply by making the lesson 15 minutes shorter. And that's not the solution to everything, but I mean, just something to think about. So if you enjoyed this, pick up my new book, fameattracts.com. Go check that out, because that's how to build an iconic personal brand. And when you build an iconic personal brand, you can charge, like Bobby Clampett does, $6.50 an hour, or like Ledbetter does, $10,000 for half a day. Those people are out there. You just have to provide the value and provide the image. And then, of course, it helps if you can provide some results.